Alrighty, next game up here is the Cardinals at the Bears. And why is Matt Nagy not fired yet? Let me refresh the timeline. Did it come in just a little late here? Is Matt Nagy fired? He should be. He kind of saved his job last week on Thanksgiving for winning the game. Not very well, but won the game. We give him a little credit for winning the game. But he should be fired this game. Back to losing with his quarterback, folks. Andy Dalton was starting again here. Unfortunately, he is not fired, folks. I am scrolling the timeline, and no news of him being fired is breaking. So unfortunate there. He should be fired. We'll see if it happens this week. But back to the game here. Bears lose 33-22, and once again, it's just Andy Dalton not being the guy, but this is who, Matt Nagy was comfortable with, picked up Andy Dalton, and then got Justin Fields in the draft, and then said, hey, I'm using Andy Dalton here, and then used Andy Dalton in the beginning of the season and wasn't really doing anything great, and then they go to Justin Fields, continuing not to doing anything great, but that just speaks to, Matt Nagy's incompetence as a head coach. Andy Dalton, a real struggle of a game out here. First drive of the game, Bears, interception, results in 7 points for the Falcons. Next drive results in an interception at the Cardinals' 20-yard line. They were driving, and he throws a touchdown. Now they're down 14-0. Andy Dalton goes on the next drive and goes down and scores a touchdown to try to ease the bleeding a little bit. But then the Cardinals go and make it 21-7, and then that is basically halftime. Bears can't move the ball for the rest of the quarter there. They go into halftime. First drive at halftime, they go down and score a touchdown, 24-14, trying to get back in the game. But then he throws an interception. It makes it 27-14. Still in the game, still only 2 possessions in the fourth quarter. But then he throws another interception, and then it's truly over at this time, making the score 33-14 for the Cardinals. So 4 big interceptions by Andy Dalton, 2 in the first 2 drives to kind of let the game get out of hand a little bit. You reel in the game a tad, and then it's 2 more interceptions to truly ice the game for your own team. So Andy Dalton's not the answer. We've known this, but Matt Nagy wants to make him the answer, which is why you must fire Matt Nagy. He can't admit when he's wrong. I know Justin Fields wasn't healthy enough to play this game, but Andy Dalton, this is who Matt Nagy wanted to play the entire year if he could. If he didn't have the pressure of the fans and the national media to say, hey, what's going on with Justin Fields? Why are you not playing him? Matt Nagy would have played Andy Dalton for the entire year, folks, and obviously it's the wrong decision. Look at this stat line right here. 26-41 for 229 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Are you wild here? Are you absolutely manic? You're absolutely sticking with this piece of garbage that has proven over a 10-year stretch that this is what he is? We don't get it. So Matt Nagy needs to be fired instantly right now. The sooner the better. We'll see if that happens this week. If it didn't happen by now, I would assume it doesn't happen this week, but it should be happening this week. So Andy Dalton, 26-41. What do we got? 63% completion percentage. It's solid. That's the best thing that he did all day. But 229 yards and 26 completions, a little bit of dink and dunk. And I know the Bears don't have these great receivers down the field to get it done. So I won't put it all on Andy Dalton there. But overall, you still can't throw 4 interceptions like he did. 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions by Andy Dalton. Did he fumble? No, he didn't. All right, that was good. We'll give him credit for not fumbling the ball. All right, rushing attack. David Montgomery, 21 rushes. Now that I can get behind a little bit. That was good by Matt Nagy to rush the ball 21 times. I know it's hard to do that, especially when you come out and throw back-to-back interceptions and get down 14-0. But well done. 21 rushes by David Montgomery. Definitely could have been pumped up a little bit more, but that's solid rushing attack right there. 21 rushes for 90 yards and a touchdown. And then we also had Khalil Herbert 4 runs for 16 yards. So overall, it wasn't bad. That was a good rushing attack by Matt Nagy. We'll give him credit for that. All right, and then who was Andy Dalton throwing the ball to? We had Jakeem Grant, leading receiver, 5 catches for 62 yards. He had a touchdown. David Montgomery, 8 catches for 51 yards. Cole Kmet, 3 catches for 41 yards. Damiere Byrd, 3 catches, 36 yards. Darnell Mooney, 5 catches, 27 yards. Now that is where we have the problem. Why is Darnell Mooney your best wide receiver, your 5th targeted kind of wide receiver out here? Get him the ball down the field. Khalil Herbert, 1 catch for 11 yards as well. So nothing great by the Bears last night. Matt Nagy should be fired, and Andy Dalton should never have a starting quarterback job ever, even a backup. I don't want to see Andy Dalton back out on the football field ever again. He's done. He's had his time, and it's always been mediocre. Always been mediocre, Andy Dalton. That's all it is. All right, but now let's talk about this Cardinals team. We had them still at number 1 in our power rankings heading into this week, and obviously this was the right decision. Kyler Murray, first game back, and Kyler Murray gets the win. No big deal. The Cardinals defense is fantastic, and the offense just took advantage of what the offense gave them, or what the defense gave them. So fantastic. Kyler Murray goes 11 of 15, only threw the ball 15 times last night, folks, and they still get the win. Andy Dalton threw the ball 41 times. Kyler Murray, 15, still get the win. All right, Kyler Murray, 11 of 15. We get 73% completion percentage, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He fumbled twice but didn't lose any. I believe it was raining this game, a little bit of a downpour. And once again, why throw the ball 41 times in a downpour? The Cardinals didn't do that. Why are you having Andy Dalton do that? If I don't do something with Kyler Murray, I definitely don't do something with Andy Dalton. Whatever Kyler Murray does is you shouldn't. Let me put it like this: you shouldn't be doing something with Andy Dalton that you wouldn't be doing with Kyler Murray. That makes no sense because Andy Dalton's bad and Kyler Murray's good. So why would you do that? So Kyler Murray, a great game, first game back, no problem, getting the win, getting on track, bingo, bango. The rushing attack by the Cardinals, I got to give a lot of respect to James Conner here. We weren't the biggest believers or buyers into James Conner because he was on the Steelers and, lackluster rushing game on the Steelers, but hindsight, lackluster carrying by kind of Najee Harris as well. But James Conner coming to this Cardinals team and truly getting it done. 20 rushes, 75 yards. He's also the leading receiver as well. But James Conner, 20 rushes, 75 yards, fantastic. Kyler Murray took off 10 times for 59 yards and 2 touchdowns, fantastic. Who was Kyler Murray throwing the ball to? Well, James Conner, 2 catches for 36 yards and a touchdown, led the team in receiving. Then it's DeAndre Hopkins, 2 catches, 32 yards and a touchdown. Then A.J. Green, 1 catch, 14 yards. Eno Benjamin, 1 catch, 12 yards. And Zach Ertz, 1 catch for 10 yards. So the Bears offense made it easy on the Cardinals offense. Because of all the interceptions, short fields, they were able to take advantage of, get out to a hot start, and just carry that momentum for the rest of the game. Cardinals get the win 33-22.